He can't say it.
Yeah, he's
But
not
he clearly thinks it. That pause was a confirmation.
We saw those contract negotiations.
The pause was because really whether I'm better than anybody else is not important.
Yeah.
What I think is important is that we look at what I've done, you know, shoving things up my butt, like things that are just like nobody could argue that there's any real
Value?
Yeah, right. Right.
Merit,
You know,
yeah,
there's nothing.
It's not important.
Exactly. Not
yeah.
important.
But
However, I subscribe to the belief that many people, if not most people, don't actually enjoy their job, maybe aren't happy in their marriage, like have health concerns, any number of things stressing them out and interfering with their serenity. And I'm not going to fix any of those problems.
yeah.
But when people are engaged with my art, they're distracted from them. And that is a huge gift. That is a huge gift. And it is a noble effort on my part. So I'm not important. I am an asshole, but I am noble. And I like to give myself the title of professional distraction therapist.
Yeah, I like that.
No, I would think that is honest and pure.
Thank you.
Amazing distraction. It's hard to look away.
Yeah.
When you are doing your thing. Do you consider it art?
Sure. And let me say too, the distraction therapist is a very secondary title. My primary title is attention whore. Because that is what drives me in every decision that I make.
Really?
Every action that I take.
You want the attention.
It's just in my DNA. It's at my core. It's all I care about is look at me.
Why?
There's
we're going Oprah today.
Oh, yeah.
You're going Oprah today.
I mean,
How was your childhood?
you don't.
Were you molested?
I'm not aware that I was molested. In
Not
any
aware.
way.
You were knocked out.
Right? But
Cosby Show extra.
you don't have to be Sigmund Freud to guess that neglect from my parents played a role. Not to disparage my parents, but my father was a wildly successful corporate businessman.
Yeah. Pepsi, right?
He was the president of Pepsi Cola in all of Brazil when I was 6 months old, which is why after being born in England, I moved to Brazil at 6 months old.
I saw that, yeah.
Spoke my first words in Portuguese because I was raised by live-in maids.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, mom and dad weren't around a whole lot.
Yeah.
I also grew
What was
up-
mom doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Mom was drinking.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, mom,
Kinda fucked up the rest of-
on my mom's side.
But he ain't learned the lesson. You know what I mean?
On my
was her
mom's side of the family, it never skipped a generation.
Oh,
not
really?
once. On
And
my
that's-
mom's side
that's
of the
why
family,
you're
yeah.
sober, 100%.
Well, it's not necessarily why, because I'm the only person on my mom's side of the family who got sober.
Oh, wow.
Everybody else literally is already dead from the causes related directly to alcohol.
Jesus.
Cirrhosis of the liver, like, you know, this and that. It's all.
Are you Native American or something?
No, I just have
English, actually, which is second.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but they're
Right.
big drinkers.
Now,
Built for that.
Yeah, true.
that doesn't include my generation.
Gotcha.
But my mom, her brother, her sister, her mother, her
Oh.
father, all the way up to as far as we even know, everybody was alcoholic and, you know,
Jesus.
a lot of suicide and drugs and stuff like that. So that perhaps plays a little bit of a role. And I grew up in 5 different countries.
I was going to ask that exact question. Did moving around a lot,
Right.
was it easy to fit in by just doing crazy shit and people are like, I like that guy?
Yeah.
I wish it was the case, but in reality, my acting out for attention really did not work well for me in grade school.
Really?
I was like, yeah, everyone check it out. Like, dude, I remember in third grade, like getting everybody to gather around in the cafeteria and just like unscrewing a salt shaker and just like consuming, like, you know, which you would think would be pretty awesome, but nobody thought it was cool in third grade. Everyone was like, oh, weird, creepy, you know?
Was this in Brazil?
That was in Miami. And then in England in fifth grade, and I love this story. I remember it so well. Like fifth grade, you're 10 years old, and I had like one of my last baby teeth, like where I could just sense that it was starting to come loose. And I knew at that point that if you ripped out your baby tooth before it's ready to come out, it's just going to bleed like crazy. So I noticed this, and I go into my fifth grade Spanish class, and I just have this plan. So I immediately go and sit down next to the prettiest girl in the class, which otherwise I never would have done. Before sitting down, I say to this girl, I don't have to be in class today. I can leave whenever I want. And, you know, she's thinking like, okay, weird, creepy, you know? And then I sit down, the class starts, and I just rip out this tooth, like super violent, and all the blood comes. And with like a mouthful of blood, I raise my hand and say to the teacher, like, you know, I'm bleeding, I gotta go to the nurse. And the teacher says like, go. And I stand up, I turn to the girl, I go, told you so. And I'm just like running through the halls of the school, like so proud of myself, just like, you know, gallivanting around. And that's just another example of how my acting out for attention did not win over my peers. Like nobody.
Yeah.
I actually had a sixth grade report card where the actual comment that the teacher wrote, my homeroom teacher wrote, Steve is desperate for the approval and like of his peers, the affection and approval of his peers, but everything he does seeking this approval seems to have the opposite effect. Seems to have the opposite effect. So that was the dynamic. I just turned everybody against me. I was very, very not successful in.
But was that the beauty of Jackass? Is like all these guys that were all misfits in the world kind of found a group of people that they all got along with and kind of were understood by?
Later in life, it worked out very well for me.
Yeah.
And that is a great dynamic to Jackass. But to answer the question,
which you're a very big part of, and maybe the biggest part of. And it'd probably be nothing without you. Just want to let you know.
Well, thank you.
And you deserve all the money you asked for. Because of the numbers. You're putting up real numbers. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, thank you.
Yeah.
But like for all the moving I did.